All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lepage Show. I'm One Bar, and it is that time of the week. It is time to pull out those measuring sticks and measuring hogs because it is tail of the tape.
Hell yeah, we're whipping out the Minnesota Vikings big old juicy hog and comparing it to the Detroit Lions, who I think might be a little shorter, but are they thicker?
It's possible. We're gonna go position by position, see who comes out on top, at least on paper. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's start off with quarterback. Quarterback Matt Stafford making big news. COVID list. He could still very well play though. He is not tested positive, so we'll see. We'll put him in the mix as far as he will be playing. So it's Stafford, Chase Daniel, the Vikings killer, against clearly our quarterbacks. Who do you got?
Don't forget David Blau, for God's sakes.
We beat him last year.
Yeah, if you're including Matt Stafford on this list, then it goes to the Detroit Lions. Stafford, really, I mean, he's been a pretty damn good quarterback all of his entire career. He's gritty as hell. He'll go out there and play on one leg. He can sling the damn ball. He's not afraid to put that thing in tight places. And then you look at the backup, Chase Daniel. He's got way more proven of a track record than Sean Mannion. So you're talking straight up backup quarterbacks. Chase Daniel is probably top 5 in the NFL.
Oh my God, I don't believe that for a second. But I will give this to the Lions, no doubt. Stafford, guys like top 20 all time in pretty much every stat. Very underrated. Just has been kind of on a third team his whole career. So Lions, easy, not even close. Let's go to running back, where they got a very familiar face in AP and that beautiful young rookie, Mr. DeAndre Swift, against the best damn back in the league, Dalvin Cook.
Well, you kind of gave it away. You had the best damn back in the league. You are going to win this every single time. It's not even close, in my opinion. They don't use DeAndre Swift. I don't understand why. AP, he's still going strong at his age of 56. And they also have Kerryon Johnson, who just kind of seems to be slowly fading away in Detroit. So, they don't have a horrible stable of backs. Just DeAndre Swift's been very underused and underwhelming this year. So this definitely goes to the Vikings, and it's not even close.
Yeah, not even close. I mean, yeah, they keep giving the ball to AP for some reason. He's only averaging 3.8 yards a carry, which is fairly gross. So I do expect a big old heavy dose of AP on Sunday, though. He'll be running mad. But yes, Vikings, and Dalvin Cook runs away with that. Wide receiver, Kenny Galladay is out, so we're taking him out of the equation for Sunday, which leaves the Lions with pretty much Marvin Jones, Danny Amendola, and Marvin Hall against our boys.
Yeah, and let's not forget, Marvin Jones he might be the greatest Viking killer out there. Just feasts on the purple. He loves it. He loves grape Bubblicious. He loves grape Kool-Aid. He loves grape Crush. That's all he drinks. But I'm giving this to the Vikings. Adam Thielen, he's the best receiver in this group. I would even argue to say Justin Jefferson is the second best receiver when you factor all these guys in. Marvin Jones probably comes in at 3. So with Kenny Galladay, it's a little bit tighter, but right now I'm giving this to the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, Marvin Jones he's another guy who's just always been very underrated. Danny Amendola is Danny Amendola, but yeah, the Vikings. If Kenny Galladay was in this mix, I think it would be very, very hard pick. Okay. But it is the Vikings.
You're right, it is. Correct.
All right, tight end, the Detroit Lions. TJ Hawkinson and Jesse James out there against Mr. Rudolph and Irv Smith. Very, very close. What do you got?
Well, heading into the season, I would have given this to the Vikings hands down, but I don't have the stats in front of me. But I got to assume Hawkinson's way ahead of everybody. So I'm actually going to go with the Lions on this one, just because our guys have been so underwhelming, so underused this year. And I think Hawkinson's probably the best in the group when you look at 2020 alone.
Yeah, I got the Lions. I don't even really have it that close. Our tight ends have done little to nothing. Blame that on them. Blame it on the offensive play calling, whatever it is. But Hawkinson's one of the best in the league. He's having a little bit of a breakout year. He's got 29 receptions, 321, 4 touchdowns, and he's by far and away they're better. It hurts me to say that, but it's true. Offensive line, Detroit Lions got a pretty nice little offensive line there. Decker, Jonah Jackson, Frank Ragnow. Vitae, their big free agent acquisition, but they also have some injuries too. Taylor Decker and Vitae didn't practice yesterday. Not sure if they're going to be playing on Sunday, but we'll assume they are. What do you got shaking?
Well, I think we've already established that we're always going to go with the opponent's offensive line, but you got to factor in how good the Vikings group looked last week, especially Ezra Cleveland. He went from he just jumped 10 levels from game 1 to game 2. So yeah, he's really looking good, but I still think you got to go with the Detroit Lions here. They've been better for longer. They got more talent across the board. So while I think the Vikings are closing the gap, I still give this to the Lions.
Yeah, Lions. Ragland, one of the best in the business at center. Jonah Jackson, that 3rd-round pick, really one of the Vikings to snap him up. He's having a very good rookie year. Vitae has not lived up to that big old contract, but he's still all right. And yeah, I mean, the Vikings offensive line did look better, but can't do it.
There's too much horror in its past. Horror.
Too much horror, and the Lions deserve some credits, not just because the Vikings have not a great offensive line. Lions got a pretty good offensive line.
Well, good for them.
All right. Well, that wraps up the offense. Let's head over to the defensive side of the ball, where they are riddled with injuries there as well. Let's start with the defensive line, where they got beloved Viking, I should say, Everson Griffin, Danny Shelton, Deshaun Hand, and Nicholas Williams, who is the defensive Viking killer.
He is, and you're forgetting a very key component of that D line, right in the middle. John Penasini, the cock.
It's Penasini. You can call it Penasini, but it is Penasini.
Not to me, it's not. Everson Griffin, I think he is going to be a factor this week. I think he's going to be hyped up to play his former team. He's going to be out there wanting to eat some nuts. Got Danny Shelton in the middle, big old run stuff for your boy you talked to the other day, Dion 2.0. He was a big Penasini fan. He loves Penasini. But still, they lost Trey Flowers, but we don't have Yannick Ngakoue. Yeah, this goes to the Lions just because our group, I haven't been real impressed with them. They were able to get some pressure on Rodgers last week, and maybe DJ Wanham is going to start to emerge as the elite pass rusher of this group. I say elite loosely, but the top pass rusher of this group. But we're still so weak in the middle. And Adenabo has been pretty disappointing in my book this year, so I'm giving this to the Lions.
Right, yeah, I think Everson Griffin will come out fired up. Whether that gets anything in the stat column is a different thing, but I'm actually going Vikings. I think the Lions' defensive line is not great. We're better against the run. We got more sacks than the Lions. I mean, when you look at the names they got, it looks better, but when you look at the actual numbers, the Vikings have done a better job. So surprisingly, I will be taking the Vikings on the defensive line, even though the Lions have John Penasini.
Penis. Tomato.
Tomato. Linebackers, Christian Jones, Jamie Collins, the old seasoned vet, and Jelani Tavai. I'm sorry, I don't even know who he is.
If you took him in the 2nd round, it was shocking.
Still don't know who he is.
No one does. Yeah, I don't really know Vikings current starters: Eric Kendricks, Eric Wilson, and Troy Dye is starting again.
Damn right.
I'm gonna go Vikings just because Eric Kendricks is such an elite talent. He showed it last week. The guy is 40 yards down the field covering Devontae Adams. He's on every tackle, no matter what sideline it's on. He's in the backfield. Eric Kendricks is so damn good, and I still feel like he's underappreciated league-wide. And to me, he's the difference in this unit, and I'm giving it to the Vikings because of him.
Yeah, Jamie Collins, even at his old age, which I don't have in front of me, he's still pretty good. Christian Jones is good, but he's injured too, so we'll see if he plays. But yeah, and they got Reggie Ragland. Reggie freaking Ragland. Thought that guy was going to be so good.
Yeah, was he a 2nd rounder? Just never panned out, right?
I think he was a 2nd rounder. I think he was the Bills, then he was with
Buffalo?
the Chiefs, and then, yeah. So Reggie Ragland, be on the lookout for him.
I will be.
All right, let's go to cornerback where they got that nice 1st-round pick, Mr. Jeff Okudah. They got Desmond Trufant. They got Justin Coleman, former Viking. Amani Arurier.
Well done.
Thank you. And Deron Harmon, Tracy Walker at safety.
Yeah, we're going secondary as a whole, it sounds like. If we're doing that, I think you know which way I'm going, because I think, in my opinion, the Vikings have the best safety group in the NFL. Our corners are a mess. We are down to backups of backups, but they held their own last week. You keep the Green Bay Packers at 22 points at home. I mean, Devontae Adams did have 3 touchdowns, but they were a controlled 3 touchdowns. He didn't explode for like 200 yards receiving. Gladney still had a few kind of, screw up moments, but
Nice.
overall, I'm going to go with the Vikings. It's close just because talent-wise, I think that the Lions right now might have more talent at the cornerback group, but the Vikings safeties, it makes a difference to me. So I'm going to go Vikings.
Yeah, Lions secondary has been pretty gross this year. Jeff Okudah is a rookie. We'll give him a pass there, but he's had a horrible rookie season. Desmond Trufant, he's injured. Tracy Walker is injured. We'll see if they play. That's up in the air. So they're going to be pretty much just as depleted as the Vikings. Harmon is having a very good year though. I didn't realize that he was having such a good year until I looked more into it. So I will go Vikings as well. And that's saying something considering how beat up our secondary is. I just think the Lions secondary is at this point fairly gross. Very gross.
Yeah. Let's move on to special teams because I think they have one more Viking killer on this Lions team we have yet to talk about.
Who?
Matt Prater. He usually just drills 80-yard field goals against the Vikings. Or he's always like 6 for 6.
Yeah, and they're usually from like 93 yards. It doesn't matter where this thing is on the field. If he's going against the Vikings, he will make it. It's not even close. I don't even think his eyes were open when he's out there. So, yes, They got Matt Prater. Who's their punter? Jack Fox. Sounds like a handsome son of a bitch. And then Jamal Agnew is a return guy. Another guy who was on their injury list.
Yeah, he's not sure if he's playing, but he's a dangerous returner. You always got to watch where Agnew is. And if you're looking at it as a group, I don't know who their punter is, but ours is.
Their punter is Jack Fox.
You saying Fox or Foxed?
Fox.
I wonder if he's related to Lyle. Anyway, I'm still going with the Lions in this group just because Prater is so damn good, especially against the Vikings. And I think Agnew's a lot better return man if he plays than KJ Osborne.
Yeah, Matt Prater. I'll go the Lions here. Matt Prater is actually not having an overly great season, but I guarantee you he'll have a great Sunday against the Vikings.
Hey, Steven Gostkowski wasn't having a great season until he kicked against the Vikings, and he hasn't been that good since.
Everybody thrives against Minnesota. One guy we didn't bring up that we should have. I'm sorry, my fault. Safety Jaron Curse. Curse is the Lions use him. It sounds like just like the Vikings have. They'll put him at linebacker, put him at safety, put him at corner, whatever.
They don't use him?
No, well, they do use him there. And I will be rooting very much against Mr. Curse this weekend, and I'll get more into that in our actual game preview. But I don't know if that makes a difference on your secondary call. I don't think so, but I forgot to mention him.
No, it doesn't. And I know you're real chafed about Jaron Curse. I'm not as chafed as you are. But it'll be fun to see him out there.
He doesn't like the Vikings, and that makes me not like him.
He doesn't. And
we gave him opportunities. We put him on the field. We made him be able to thrive. And all he wanted to do is get out of Minnesota. And he goes to Detroit. He still ain't playing. And they got a shitty secondary.
Well, it gets me. He goes and gets himself in trouble with the gun and being all wasted or whatever it was. And then he's all salty about that. It's his own damn fault. So all he can do is look in the mirror.
All right. Well, there we have it. I mean, I think up and down, I think we did favor the Vikings. The Lions, even though they're 3-4, they don't appear to be overly fantastic. So I think it'll be a good game on Sunday, but that is the tail of the tape.
Yeah. It's just, we may have to go to the cameras, as they say, to see who won this one. Is that what they say?
I've never heard that before. I think you made that up.
Or something. All right. Well, I didn't make this up. The sun is not yellow. It is actually white.